what do we do and how do we view Jesus turning over the tables? Because I would say he's in enemy mode. Am I wrong there?
I'm prepared to say you were, yeah. The question is...
okay, go ahead. Tell me.
You set that one up, right?
I did. Well, no, but I'll go with that.
For one thing, people assume that if someone is angry, they're always going to be in enemy mode. And first of all, that's not true. Jesus is only recorded as being angry once, and the word used there, I believe, is orge, and having nothing to do with orgy. Everybody goes, is it related to that? No, it has to do with every other case in the New Testament where that word is used. People are so angry that they're trying to kill somebody. So he's in the synagogue with the man with a withered hand, and he looks around at the lack of faith, and he gets so furious he has to heal the guy. So being furious led in Jesus' case to healing the guy. Now, if he'd looked around and the room was full of faith and everybody was waiting to see what God would have done, what would Jesus have done then? I think he would have healed the guy.
Yeah.
Right. So he does exactly the same thing when angry that he would have done if he had been joyful. And so it's really quite possible to be angry and not sin. It's just that we haven't seen very much of it right there. And
what then is the difference? What's the difference between enemy mode and anger then?
Well, anger is actually the same chemistry in your brain as fear is. And the difference is that in fear, there's a threat that you can get away from. And in anger, there's a fear that a threat that you actually have to stop. Now, the question is, do you stop that threat in the least harmful way? And Jesus sees a threat to his Father's house when he goes in and people have made it a way to make a profit.
Yeah.
Now, did he go in saying, I'm going to do as much harm to these people as possible? And if you get the story of his making a mini whip and chasing the offerings, the birds and the other things around the temple yard with his mini whip, and it's really interesting that probably micro whip would be the best way to see it. All the children are laughing. Now, when an adult has gone into a full-on fury, children don't laugh. They're terrified by the whole thing. But they just thought the most comic thing they ever saw was Jesus' mini whip chasing animals around the courtyard. So we're not talking about somebody who says, I'm going to destroy everybody. In fact, Jesus himself said, I haven't come to destroy. Right? And so he would have totally forgotten who he was if he was finding the best way to destroy things. He's just now doing something to defend his Father's house, and it's disruptive. But through it, he's also potentially offering people a different point of view. Like, this is not what my Father's house is about. Does he want people to see that point of view, or does he just simply want them to know that they're in line for judgment? That's all there is going on. In fact, Jesus talks a great deal about hell, but is that because he's interested in punishing people, or is he interested in warning them that, this is a really bad path to go down, you do a really good job. If you're trying just to protect yourselves, this isn't the way to do it. So again, how do you read the text becomes important. And that's where I would say Jesus overturning he's definitely trying to stop something, but is he trying to cause harm to people? And, that somehow involves the eyes with which you approach the text, because the text could be read either way, and frequently is. So which way do you read the text now?
Well, this is for you.
That's right.
This is your I mean, I'd have to really think about it. I had not I had not thought of it until we just got into this conversation. So I need to think about it a
I
little
like
bit.
that, because if this conversation simply involves in people rethinking a few things, I think we'll all move ahead.